Okay, students, today we are going to start one of the important topic of the biomolecules, that is amino acids. Okay, we are going to start. Topic name is amino acids. Right from the basics to the advanced level, we are going to cover. Initially, you might be having some information with you, but as a courtesy, I will start from the basic as if you are going for a board exam or simple exams. Okay. So, as I told, in the chemistry, most of the information is conveyed in the name itself. If you understand the name properly, then your further understanding will be better. Okay. See, why I am saying like that? Because see, amino stands for NH2. Okay, and acid here there is a lot of meaning, but as it is restricted to organic chemistry, the acid in the organic chemistry are only one. What is that acid? That is COOH group. Okay, so the name itself is sufficient to understand. Any compound which contains NH2 group as well as COH group are called as a amino acid. What is the definition of amino acid? Amino acids are amino acids are already written. Amino acids are compounds compounds containing compounds containing NH2 and COOH group. Okay, COOH group or acid group. You can say simply acid group. And in organic, acid group is COH group. That's why we can say that acid in the sense COH group. Okay, this is the definition part of the amino acid. Is it understood? Now, why we are giving so much of importance? Why we are giving so much of importance? There are multi-functional group. Okay, before studying anything, you should know its importance also. There are many compounds already contains two functional group. But what is the speciality of the amino acid? Okay, what we are going to study, why we are going to give so much of importance to the amino acid? Because they are building blocks. Okay, what they are? They are building blocks. This was a previous exam question. Okay, so they are the building blocks of amino acids are building blocks of two things. What are those two things? First thing, by using them as a part, by using them as a lattice point, like in solid state we say lattice point. By using lattice point we will construct a huge structure. Okay, first use structure we will get is unit cell, after that you will get the lattice. Likewise, amino acid is very essential part for constructing two things. Okay, what are those two things? Peptide. First thing is peptide. Okay, second thing are protein. Okay, very important thing. In the more than one correct, which of the following can be constructed by amino acid? Then what should be the answer? Peptide are constructed by using the amino acid. Proteins are also constructed by the amino acid. Or amino acids are building blocks of which of the following? So first should be peptide, another should be protein. Okay. So what is the difference between peptide? What is the difference between the protein, that we will understand sequentially. Before that, I think it is clear to all of you. In this topic, very important thing is their sequence. Okay, sequence of amino acid we are going to study in the nucleic acid. Okay, before that amino acid basic definition, I hope it is clear, and you have to be very careful through the stereochemistry of amino acid. Okay, so for better understanding stereochemistry of amino acid, identifying the functional groups in the amino acid, that is other than the amino acid, where it is present and how many it is present. And one more problem with this is it is related to the physical chemistry, that is ionic equilibrium, because there we are going to discuss a topic isoelectric point, where you will be finding out the pH. Isoelectric point is a pH. So it is related to ionic equilibrium. Understood? And we are going to study about the R and S configuration and dextro-levo configuration, capital D, capital L. So stereochemistry also must be perfect. Okay. So because of the multiple concept related to the amino acid, it is very important, especially for the seat getting in AIMS and IITs. Okay. So first note down, then I will tell you what is the sequence, how we will build a protein, how we will build a peptide. Okay. And what are the examples. Note down this, then we will proceed further. Okay, once you build anything, there should be some linkage. Once you build anything, what should be there? There should be some linkage. Between the amino acid, the linkage present is peptide linkage. What is that peptide linkage? See, amino acid means once it can be. Let us take, this is the simple amino acid example. This is the group 1, this is the group 2, this is the COOH. Okay. And it is not necessary that it should be with respect to COH, NH2 must be on the first carbon only. Not necessary, but mostly. Okay. So this is one amino acid. And another amino acid, what I will take? I will take another amino acid. This is also group 1, group 2 and NH2. Okay. So this is one amino acid. This is another amino acid. They both will combine to lose H2O. To lose H2O. One will lose hydrogen. Another will lose OH. Okay. One will provide the hydrogen. Another will provide the OH. Therefore, the resulting molecule after elimination, what will be there? N C double bond O. Okay. NH. NHC double bond O. Okay. So then it will be C double bond O. Then this will be group 1. This will be group 2. This will be NH2. I am talking about only one peptide linkage. Okay. But there are very rare chances that only one peptide linkage will be there. Okay. So this linkage is called as a peptide linkage. Is it understood? Peptide linkage is CONH group. Okay. NH group of amine combined with CO. This is called as a peptide linkage. Glycosidic linkage. There are some more linkages also there. Okay. That you will study in the carbohydrate or already studied in the carbohydrates. Glycosidic linkage is different. Peptide linkage is different. These are the linking will give you the huge structure. Therefore, they are considered as a building blocks. Okay. When you join the blocks by some bonds, then a polymer will be obtained. Okay. So here there are two amino acids are combined together. The structure obtained after the peptide linkage are called as a peptide. Okay, what is this peptide? Is it understood? How peptide will result when you combine? How peptide will result when you combine two or more than two amino acid through the peptide linkage? Okay. So peptides are building blocks of the, amino acids are building blocks of the peptides. Okay, this is peptide, this is amino acid, this is amino acid. When two building blocks are joined together, a building is made. That resulting building is called as a peptide. Okay, as it is resulted due to combination of two amino acid, then it is comes under the dipeptide. It comes under what? Dipeptide. Like that, if I combine three, then it is called as. If I combine three, then it is called as. Okay, when three more amino acids are combined, then it is called as a tripeptide. Okay, four are called tetrapeptide. Like that, peptides are very limited in number. Okay, peptide contains limited number of amino acids combined together by dash linkage. What is the linkage? Peptides are combination are amino acids, limited number of amino acids combined together by dash linkage. This is what you are going to get the examination questions. Very good. Peptide bond. PEPTIDE. In chemistry, this word is very important. Okay. Peptide, peptate, peptide, IT, last. ITE, ATE, ID. These are the very essential words. Spelling mistake will result in the complete mistake. Okay. So amino acid and peptide, is it understood? When you combine the limited number of amino acids through the peptide linkage, the resulting molecules are called as. Okay. So here I will write few amino acid. Okay. Few amino acid after peptide linkage. Peptide linkage. Then they will form the peptides. Okay. Peptides. Otherwise, we can say if many are many amino acids, okay, many amino acids, thousands, millions of amino acids are combined together, okay. Actually, first they will form peptide, okay. Once many peptides are combined, then they will form the protein. What they will form, you can skip this directly, you can write like this, okay. Proteins are polymers of or polypeptide. Directly we can write it as a peptide. When combined many, then it will give you the protein, okay. That's why proteins are called as a polypeptides. Polypeptides, is it understood? Okay, so I will give you example that is sufficient. Proteins we will study separately. Okay, amino acids combined together, they will form peptide. When polypeptides combine together, then they will result in the protein. Is it understood? So proteins essentiality everybody know. For a healthy living of any human being or any living things, the proteins plays a vital role. But proteins are made up of the peptides. Peptides are made up of the amino acid. That's why we are giving the lot of importance to the amino acids. Okay. So biotechnology development is completely on the basis of systematic study and research in the amino acids. So if you want your career to be growth like polymer of the protein, what you have to do, you have to have the right concept from the beginning itself on the amino acids. Okay. So let's take some example of the peptide, and I will give an example of dipeptide along with its importance and tripeptide along with its importance. Okay, carnoise, CARNOSINE, carnosine. Okay, it is an example of what peptide? Dipeptide. So what is the importance of it? It is found in the brain. Where it is found? It is found in the brain and it is found in the muscle tissue. It is found in where? Muscle tissue. Okay, dipeptide carnosine found in the brain. That means your thinking ability completely depends on the which type of amino acids are combined together to form the given dipeptide. Okay, if you change a single amino acid, their function itself will change. If you change the sequence also, their function also changes. Okay, glutathione, GLUTA, glutathione, THIONE. Okay, this is an example of tripeptide. Tripeptide means there are three amino acid combined together. Okay, very very important. These are the protecting cells. These are found in what? Protecting cells. These are found in protecting cells and tissues. Sorry, protecting cells and tissues, TI, tissues. Okay, and also protecting cells and tissues against harmful oxidation. Okay, so what is the function of glutathione? It avoids the harmful oxidation. What cells and tissues? Cells and tissues are made up of tripeptide which protects. which protects the cell oxidation, tissues oxidation, which are very, very harmful. Okay. Is it understood? Dipeptide, tripeptide, one example. Okay. Okay. Next, very, very important topic, most frequently asked topic. Okay. But the students are not able to answer because the book something is given, question asking procedure is different. Okay. Zwitter ion. Same, I will take one side, it will be NH2. For easiness, I am writing this as a COH. Only for easiness, I am writing like this. Okay. Group 1 and group 2. Okay. See, here this is the unique combination where you will find base and where you will find acid together in one molecule. Okay. So this is what acidic group. So what is the acid tendency? The tendency of an acid is to lose. The tendency of an acid is to lose. So the tendency of an acid is to lose H plus and the tendency of the base is to gain H plus. Okay. So losing H plus and gaining H plus will take place intramolecular. This is entirely in one molecule. They need not to go anywhere outside. Everything is fulfilled within one molecule only. Everything is fulfilled in one molecule only. Then it is called as a intramolecular transfer of proton takes place, resulting in formation of, in any reaction, if you find that H plus transferred from acid to base, that is called as the reaction in which transfer of H plus takes place from acid to base. That reaction is called as, who will tell? Very good. First answer received and correct. The reactions in which transfer of H plus takes place from one to another, that reaction is called as neutralization. Okay, what it is called as? Neutralization. And the substance resulted in that reaction is, the substance resulted in that reaction is, in the neutralization, what will be formed? Very good, salt. Okay, what will be formed? Salt. So this, when it is having a tendency to lose and it has a tendency to gain. So if that takes place within the one molecule, then it is going to form NH3 positive, COO negative. This is group 1, this is group 2. Okay. Now you can tell me what is this? What is the state of this substance? This is acid, base, neutral or salt? Very good. It is salt. Okay. So this is what called as a Zwitter ion. Okay. What it is called as? Zwitter ion. Is it understood? What is Zwitter ion? Now, if you understand the concept, then you can define it in any number of ways. Question can be in any twisted form. But if you have that knowledge from where it is prepared, that itself is sufficient. Okay. Now you can define Zwitter ion as a, Zwitter ion is a salt form of the amino acid. Simplest method is Zwitter ion is the salt form of the amino acid. Okay. Okay. So Zwitter ion is what the definition? First definition is Zwitter ion is salt form of. Zwitter ion is salt form of amino acid. Is it understood? Any problem in this definition? Okay. Any problem if you have, you can clearly ask. Salt form of the amino acid is called as a Zwitter ion. And see, here it is dipolar. Okay. The negative charge also there, positive charge also there. This type of appearance very rarely, very frequently found in the any molecule. Okay. Salt form of the amino acid, or you can say dipolar. What it is called as? Di means two, dipolar ionic form. Dipolar ionic form of amino acid. Amino acid is also called as a Zwitter ion. Understood? The ion generated by transfer of proton from carboxylic acid to amino group is also called as Zwitter ion. Is it understood? Note down this, then I will explain what was the question and what should be the answer. Okay, reasoning questions will be there. Okay, there will be 4 reasoning questions. Okay, what will be the question? Amino acids are organic compounds, but they are crystalline solids. Why? Amino acids are organic compound, but still they have high melting point. Amino acids are organic compound, but still they are fairly, highly, heavily soluble in water. Then amino acids are organic compound, but still they are insoluble in non-polar solvent or organic solvent. Why? Okay. Questions are so many, but answer is, what is the answer? Because. What is the answer? Because of Zwitter ionic form. Because of what? Zwitter ionic form. Okay. Amino acid exists in which form? Zwitter ionic form. Okay. All this question answer will be because of Zwitter ionic form. Because see, they have high crystalline solid because plus minus charge. Ions you will find in crystals. Okay. They have high melting and boiling point because they are in crystals. Okay, and the ionic bond is very stronger than the covalent bond. Between the two Zwitter ions, there will be what? Ionic bond. Okay, fairly soluble in water because water is a polar solvent and it is dipolar. Zwitter ion is a dipolar. Okay, next, insoluble in non-polar because it is non-polar and Zwitter ion is a polar. Okay, questions will be these many. Again, I am repeating. Amino acids are organic compounds, but they are crystalline solid at room temperature. So then what you will write or which option you will select? Because amino acid exists in Zwitter ionic form. Because amino acid exists in Zwitter ionic form. So Zwitter ionic form, ions are there. Ions you will find in crystalline solids. And ions are combined together to form what? Crystalline forms. Okay. Amino acids are organic compounds but have high melting point. Okay. Because amino acid exists in Zwitter ionic form, in between which there is a strong intermolecular forces or interionic forces, because of which their melting point is very high. Okay. Question is, amino acids are organic compounds but highly soluble in water. Then what you will write? Water is a polar solvent. Water is a polar solvent and amino acid exists in Zwitter ionic form, which is a dipolar. Therefore, polar dissolves in polar. Hence, amino acids are fairly soluble in water. Okay. Amino acids are organic compound but insoluble in non-polar solvent. As like dissolves like, amino acid exists in Zwitter ionic form, and Zwitter ionic form it is dipolar. Dipolar cannot be soluble in non-polar solvent. Is it understood? Questions are so many, but answer is single. Many problems, single solution. Okay. Okay. Classification of amino acid. So classification is the main important. Like in Colloidal solution, classification is very important. Classification is doing on what basis is very important. Same way here also, classification can be done in many ways. Classification of amino acid first can be based on location of amino groups. Based on, okay, classification based on the location of amino groups with respect to what? With respect to COOH group. Okay, how far from it, how nearby it, that is based on the location. Okay, next based on relative number of NH2 and COH group, that we are going to discuss with the lively examples. Don't worry, it's just these many classification we are going to study, that you should understand. Okay, so based on source. Next, based on nature of side chains. These are the classification we are going to study. Let's start one by one. Okay, based upon the location of NH2 group with respect to COH. Okay, see, this is what COH. Is it understood? Now this is the longest chain, and if NH2 is available here, then it is called as a alpha amino acid. Okay, if the NH2 group is here, then it is called as a beta amino acid. Okay, so if NH2 it is here, alpha amino acid. If it is here beta, then gamma. Gamma is sufficient. It can be available more than that also, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, they may not go beyond the alpha also. But if by mistake they go beyond the alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, this NH2 is available. So there are three types. There can be more than three types also. Understood? So first type we are going to study is, and most useful amino acids are alpha amino acid. Okay. First one is what? Alpha amino acid. Okay. Then second one is beta amino acid. Okay. Third one is gamma amino acid. Is it understood? This is the classification of amino acid. Yes, definitely possible, but main problem is that we in whatever the amino acids are present in our body, most of the amino acids are alpha amino acid only. For the namesake only, we are studying here beta and gamma. They are just only for the namesake. Most featuristic, most useful are what? Alpha amino acids only. Okay, is it understood? Suppose if I say you have to classify them, if I say let us take 3-amino-butanoic acid. 3-amino-butanoic acid is which type of alpha amino acid? 3-amino-butanoic acid is an example of fast speed up. 3-amino-butanoic acid is an example of. See here, butanoic acid, what you should do? COOH carbon also includes in the word root. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, butanoic acid. 3 amino, 1, 2, 3. So this will be 3 amino. Is it understood? This is the formula of 3 amino butanoic acid. Now you tell me, this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. So this 3 amino butanoic acid is an example of beta amino acid. Is it understood? Any doubt into this? Okay. Now let us say suppose alanine. I am telling you about the alanine. Okay. So I think you have noted this beta amino acid example. Alanine. I am writing the alanine structure. Alanine is hydrogen, NH2, COOH and methyl. This is the alanine structure. Okay. Now it is an example of alanine is an example of which acid? Alanine can be beta also. If I have given one means it does not mean that I will give next. Very good. It is, this is alpha carbon. On the alpha carbon it is NH2 is available. So alanine is an example of alpha amino acid. Any doubt into this? Let us say glycine. Let us say glycine. Okay. So in glycine, this is the carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and COH. Now tell me, this is which glycine? This is the structure of the glycine. Glycine example of, very good. This is also example of what? Alpha amino acid only. Okay. Next, I think you can understand and you can tell the answer or not. Okay. So if I say suppose 4 amino, if I say 4 amino pentanoic acid, 4 amino pentanoic acid. So pentane means 5 carbon I should write. 5 carbon and one should be COH. This is alpha 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be 4 amino pentanoic acid structure. Okay. Other things can be possible, but okay. So this will come under what? Gamma amino acid. First classification with along with lively example. Is it understood? Amino acids are classified on the basis of location of NH2 group with respect to COOH. Is it clear to all of you? Written these examples. Maintain proper notes. Okay. Okay. Some special cases. Some special cases means it is not exception. These are the things which others are not doing, but they are doing. Okay. First example is proline. Okay. In all amino acids, you will find 1 degree amino acid. 1 degree amino acid means they will have what? NH2 group. On the nitrogen, one side only you will find alkyl group. But proline got a speciality. What is that? It got the 2 degree amino group. Okay. See, you can check here. This is not NH2. This is the N. One side alkyl group, another side also alkyl group. Understood? So these type of questions they are very fond of giving you. Okay. Proline is the only amino acid which is secondary and alpha, beta or gamma. Who can tell? Proline is alpha amino acid, beta amino acid or gamma amino acid. This is the structure of proline from which you can identify. Very good. Some people are into the trap. Okay. See, this is still alpha amino acid only because this is carboxylic acid. This is alpha carbon. On this alpha carbon, NH2 is available. So, proline also alpha amino acid. But the speciality is that others are primary, but it is secondary. So, proline is also example of alpha amino acid. Is it understood? And can anybody tell glycine? What is the speciality of glycine? Second special feature you should remember is glycine. Glycine structure just now I told you. What is that? Carbon which is hydrogen and it is methyl group and it is COH group. What is the speciality of glycine? Glycine also alpha amino acid, but there is a speciality. It is optically. It is only the optically inactive. Optically inactive. Okay, because this is having two hydrogen. Okay, optically inactive due to lack of what center? Chiral center. Lack of what center? Chiral center. Is it understood? Very important. Lysine is the only. Oh shit. This is NH2. Okay, so this is NH2 and glycine is the only amino acid which is optically inactive. What was the problem with it? Due to lack of chiral center. In all other conditions, one side it will be methyl or ethyl something, one side it will be hydrogen. But both sides it is hydrogen only. Okay.